Hey, welcome to The Book and His Boss. I'm Pat Caputo, sports columnist for the Oakland Press. This is my boss, Jeff Kuehn, and a lot to talk about these days with the Red Wings, the Pistons, the Tigers, unfortunately, what's going on. Let's start out with the Red Wings. They lost in Pittsburgh, but it was to be expected that they were just going to walk through this thing. And I thought they carried play, so I don't know if they're in any kind of trouble because they lose a game, maybe two or something in Pittsburgh. I still think they're going to win the Cup.
They outshot them 34-20, typical Red Wing scenario last night. The winning goal goes in off Osgood's butt. I mean, they had chances in the third period, outshot them 16-5. You know, Pittsburgh's a good team, and Crosby definitely is a good player. And you expected more energy out of them at home, and you got it. So, you know, they a little bump in the road, but Saturday night's a big test, chance to turn it around. Again, the Wings played a decent game last night, so I look for a tough series. But Wings should and must now on Saturday come out and reestablish.
Now, I wrote a column. I've been known to write this, which I wrote about Don Cherry for the Oakland Press, and Barry Melrose to a degree, but a lot about Don Cherry. I also put this on my blog. I love Don Cherry. Don't get me wrong. I mean, I watch him every Saturday. Well, he just is absolutely will not give the Red Wings any credit in a certain odd sort of way that's almost bigoted. And he did the same thing the other day on the Malkin situation, where he said, well, Malkin didn't show up to play when Crosby didn't do anything in those first two games either. He seems to really have a problem with European players. This is fine. People on Hockey Night in Canada know this. But what about ESPN? Because I don't think people in Mobile, Alabama get Don Cherry's shtick. And they just might think that this is an old bigot that they got on there.
Don Cherry will never show any respect to European style of hockey because it goes against the grain of the way kids are taught in Canada. And Don Cherry's all about Canada, all about rock 'em, sock 'em, knock 'em down type hockey.
But don't the Red Wings do that?
The Red Wings have that with some of their biggest hitters are Europeans. Cromwell, Holmstrom standing in front of the net, Franzen playing like the mule. They're playing with physicality. I don't know what he's looking for or what he expects out of these guys, but he's wrong on this, and you know that. You pointed it out, and I'm telling you what, watching the game on CBC last night was a Crosby love fest.
Oh, he is Canada's glamour boy, and they want him to do things, really bad. And Versus does the same thing. They're always got the camera on Sidney Crosby. There's Sidney Crosby drinking water on the bench. There's Sidney Crosby reaching back. Sidney Crosby. They're always got the camera on Sidney Crosby. It's become like the Sidney Crosby Fest. And the fact he scored a couple goals on this, I think Gary Bettman started doing cartwheels, and the executives at NBC too. So they might have a chance to get, like, instead of a 0 rating, maybe a 1.
I actually think they had a 1.9. Pretty good.
Yeah, well, by their
everything about me, we'll move on to other things, but Gary Roberts to me was a goon last night, and Don Cherry was loving his physical play. You know, there's a
who's he
line
gonna
to
like?
be crossed there,
like better than a 40-something Canadian. Good old Canadian boy, fellas.
That's
But the Pistons, I don't know how to describe them last night. I'm writing my column. I can't go to Boston. I had a leg injury and everything. I'm sitting there writing my column, and I'm sitting there. I can't get how they're going to lose that game and all of a sudden come back. Looked to me like Boston was choking the world away. Right. I don't think Boston's really established themselves. I think the Pistons have self-destructed more than Boston has beaten them.
I agree. It's very frustrating because last night was a fine opportunity to, again, make a statement for this team. And, you know, we just may have to face the fact that they were the best team that won only one championship. You know, I mean, 6 straight years to the conference finals, but they can't get over the hump because they have some deficiencies that at this time of year come to haunt you. You have to rebound. You got to get in. They were out-rebounded 3-1 last night.
It was ridiculous in the first half. They made Kendrick Perkins look like he was great. But, you know, the Pistons would be typical of them to win Friday and then win Sunday or something.
Do you really honestly think they can go in and win Game 7 in Boston?
Well, the only thing is Boston really looks like a team that is totally unsure of itself, so I don't know. They may be able to if Boston just self-destructs. I don't think the Pistons are not going to show up, and there's a possibility Boston will be all nervous because they really got antsy with the ball at the end of the game, particularly Paul Pierce. I was surprised by that. The Tigers score 19 runs one day and then don't score another run for a week.
It's a good thing they're on the West Coast, Pat, because out of state, out of mind kind of thing. The Wings and Pistons.
Are they lucky or what that
I'll
the
tell you.
Wings and Pistons have been doing what they're doing? Who could be luckier than them? Because they would really be the source of consternation right now.
And they might be in a week or so. Once the Pistons and Wings are done, they will eventually have to answer for this. It's most troubling, most disappointing to see it happen this way. But conversely, sports. I don't care what Jim Leland says. There's something to be said about chemistry in the room, and they're not getting along. They're not playing like a team. And in baseball, if one guy starts hitting, that kind of snowballs down the lineup, and there's nobody that's going to say, "Hey, follow me."
Yeah, they don't look like a team. I've been in the locker room. I haven't seen, or the clubhouse in baseball, but I haven't seen any. I don't think there's people that hate each other in there, but there is something that's unbalanced about that team. And look at it this way. The Red Wings may have a parade here for their Stanley Cup championship. Perhaps they'll have a parade taking some of these overpriced Tiger players out of town. Well, actually, they're stuck with them. That's the bad part.
Yeah.
They're stuck with them. So it's just kind of weird. I thought the other day when Andrew Miller was facing Johan Santana, I said, wow, there's a premier matchup. The same day Jared Jurgens was pitching for Atlanta. And it does make you wonder. And look, I supported the trades when they happened, especially the big one. But they might have made a mistake and mortgaged their future. We'll see. But anyway, that's his book and his boss. We'd like to thank Jim Martinez. Forget this stuff about that David Cook guy winning the American Idol. The real American Idol is Jim Martinez. He's the man behind the camera. Until next week, we'll see you. I'm Pat Caputo, sports columnist for the Oakland Press. This is Jeff Kuehn, sports editor. Bye.